A story of shame and redemption. The stone called Ruby. Ruby grew up in a modest home with her mother, Maria, a woman who worked tirelessly as a seamstress. Her father had passed away when she was just a baby, leaving Maria to raise her alone. Despite their struggles, Maria was a kind and loving mother who only wanted the best for her daughter. She believed that education was the key to Ruby's future and did everything in her power to ensure she could attend school, even selling her cherished wedding ring, the one her late husband had given her. Maria often worked late into the night, her hands raw from stitching countless garments just to pay for school supplies and books. She skipped meals so Ruby could eat. She carefully patched her daughter's clothes to make them last. Every small luxury Maria denied herself was a quiet testament to her unwavering devotion. Though life was difficult, Maria's sacrifices became the foundation of Ruby's future. At school, Ruby felt out of place. She was surrounded by wealthy children with the latest clothes, gadgets, and lifestyles. Desperate to fit in, Ruby invented a different life. She told her classmates her mother was a successful businesswoman, that they came from wealth. She avoided bringing friends home, afraid they'd see the truth. One day, walking home with her friends, Ruby saw her mother struggling to carry heavy bags of groceries. Maria's clothes were worn. Her shoes were patched. Ruby's friends began to snicker. She froze, torn between helping her mother and maintaining the image she had built. After a moment's hesitation, she snatched one of the heavy bags from her mother's hands and continued walking, head down, in shame. That evening, Ruby argued with Maria. She demanded a new phone. Maria tried to explain that they couldn't afford it, but Ruby stormed off to her room shouting, "Why can't you be like my friend's parents and have money? I hate my life." Maria couldn't shake the guilt. Wanting to make amends, she visited a second-hand gadget shop and used the money she had been saving for a new pair of shoes to buy a phone for Ruby. The following day, Maria handed the phone to her daughter with a warm smile. Ruby's face lit up, but her joy quickly turned to frustration when she realized it wasn't the latest model. "This is why I hate living here," she shouted, slamming the phone onto the table. "You always ruin everything." A week later, Maria attended Ruby's parent-teacher meeting. She wore her old shoes, now worn thin and full of holes. As they walked into the school, Ruby noticed her classmates staring. Someone whispered, "Is that your mom? Those shoes are embarrassing." Ruby's face burned with shame. When they reached the door, she turned to Maria and hissed, "How could you do this to me? I told you not to come. Just go away. I never want to see you again." Maria's eyes filled with tears, but she said nothing. From that day, their relationship began to crumble. Ruby avoided her mother. Eventually, she moved out with her boyfriend, even though Maria had begged her not to leave. Years passed. Their contact dwindled to nothing. One day, Ruby tried calling her mother, but Maria never answered. She later heard from distant relatives that Maria had passed away. She didn't attend the funeral. She convinced herself it was better this way. Many years later, while shopping for wedding rings with her fiancé, Ruby wandered into a pawn jeweler's. As she browsed, her eyes fell on a simple gold band with a unique red stone. Her heart sank. She whispered, "I've seen this before." She turned to the jeweler and asked, "Where did this ring come from?" The man replied, "5 years ago, a woman came in. She said she wanted to sell it to pay for her daughter's education. She told me she had named her daughter after the stone, Ruby." Time seemed to freeze. Ruby clutched the ring, tears streaming down her face. In that moment, she realized the sacrifices her mother had made. The ring, the shoes, the countless nights of work and worry. Every time she had felt ashamed of her mother, Maria had been quietly giving everything she had to ensure Ruby could live a better life. Ruby had spent many years running from her truth. To fit in, she had created a false identity, one built on appearances, pride, and denial. She had pushed her mother away, believing that wealth and status defined a person's worth. But now, something inside her shifted. She no longer saw her mother as someone to be ashamed of. She saw her as someone to honor. In that moment, Ruby surrendered, not to a deity, not in prayer, but through a deep internal release. She surrendered to truth, finally accepting where she came from and what her mother had done for her. She surrendered to love, opening her heart to the memory she had once run from. And she surrendered to gratitude and humility, letting go of ego and choosing to live differently. And in that surrender, Ruby was set free. She didn't need forgiveness from the world. She found it within herself. Just as Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, "Abandon all varieties of duty and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear." Chapter 18, verse 66. Krishna speaks not just to Arjun, but to anyone lost in guilt, pride, or pain. This verse isn't only about devotion to God. It's about letting go of our false selves, choosing truth over illusion, love over pride, and humility over fear. If you've enjoyed this story, please give this video a like and subscribe to ASA Hindu Wisdom. Let's grow together and share these heartfelt stories with the world.